I think it's very important when you have the best players in the world together, you got to compete and you got to play hard and you got to show the fans how good they really are.
Larry Bird has had enough. The NBA legend is fed up with how the WNBA has been treating Caitlin Clark. Since the moment she stepped onto the court, she's electrified the league, selling out arenas, breaking viewership records, and injecting a whole new wave of excitement into women's basketball. But instead of celebrating her impact, the league has let her be disrespected, targeted, and even bullied on the floor. Now, Larry Bird is stepping in with an offer Caitlin might find impossible to refuse and one the league can't afford to ignore. What did he say? And how did Caitlin respond? Let's break it down.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Since the day she arrived, the WNBA's numbers have skyrocketed, and Caitlin Clark, she's been rewriting the record books in real time. In her very first season, she didn't just impress, she shattered the all-time single-season assist record, dishing out a staggering 337 assists. That's not just rookie excellence, that's league history.
Could have held for one, did not, but able to hit. Here's the flick ahead, Alyssa Smith lays it in on the delivery from Clark. She finally missed one. Kennedy Carter had been 6 for 6 from the floor. Here's Clark. Finds the cutter. Boston inside for 2. Again, it's Clark to Boston.
Overnight, Caitlin Clark became the face of the WNBA. Every game she plays now feels less like a regular season matchup and more like a must-see primetime showdown. Home or away, thousands pack the arenas just to witness her magic in person. And she never disappoints. Her presence flips the atmosphere instantly, electrifying the crowd before the ball even tips. And it's not just the in-arena buzz, she's pulling in massive TV ratings, selling out arenas nationwide, and bringing in a whole new wave of fans who are following the WNBA because of her.
I just see the numbers. So like, I know what the numbers are when she's playing, and I know what they are when she's not. I know what the attendance is when she's in a building and what it's not.
When you take a step back and look at everything Caitlin Clark has already achieved, and remember she's only in her second season, it's impossible not to get excited about the future. She's not just building a career, she's building a franchise within the WNBA. What she's creating isn't just special, it's the kind of legacy that belongs in the history books.
Certainly right up there. You know, we were talking with our crew after the game. You know, we got at least 10 more years of watching Caitlin in her absolute prime. And it's so exciting. It's so fun to watch her. She's certainly the most exciting player, certainly the most fun player to watch in the league right now.
Yeah, you have to wonder, is the league even invested in Caitlin Clark's future? Because from the outside looking in, it feels like they're doing everything but protecting her. She's been shoved, manhandled, and treated like an outsider, even as she's single-handedly moving the needle for the WNBA. The breaking point came in June, when Clark suffered a groin injury that kept her out for 5 games. The impact was immediate and devastating. During her absence, TV ratings plummeted. Indiana Fever games that once drew around 9 million viewers suddenly dipped to under 4 million. If there was ever any doubt before, that stretch made it undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the engine that powers the entire league. And yet, the WNBA hasn't exactly repaid that value. In 2024, she absorbed a staggering 17% of all flagrant fouls, an outrageous figure for any player, let alone a rookie.
One-on-one, Sammy Whitcomb with 8 seconds left. Goes around to Gumake, drives baseline, and shot rejected by Izzy McMagor. Second opportunity is up and in by Alyssa Smith.
One of the clearest examples of the league's unwillingness to protect its biggest star came on June 17th against the Connecticut Sun. From the opening tip, J.C. Sheldon was relentless, bumping, shoving, and playing far beyond what most would call physical basketball. But instead of stepping in, the officials let it slide, brushing it off as nothing more than high physicality. The rough play didn't stop there. It escalated until Sheldon flat out poked Caitlyn in the eye right in front of the referee. No whistle, no warning, and before Clark could even process what had just happened, Marina Mabrey sent her crashing to the floor. It was the kind of blatant, broad daylight bullying you'd expect to see in a street game, not in a professional league that claims to value its stars.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
After the game, the WNBA quietly upgraded Mabrey's foul, but still stopped short of handing out any suspensions. That kind of soft response sends a loud message: you can take shots at Caitlyn Clark, and the consequences will be minimal. It's why opponents keep going after her. They know the risk is almost zero, and the disrespect doesn't end on the hardwood. Clark earns just $78,000 from her WNBA contract, a tiny fraction compared to the $11 million she rakes in from endorsements. That gap says a lot. The league's biggest draw isn't being compensated anywhere close to the value she brings. The real embarrassment? The WNBA has leaned on the NBA for years to cover its financial shortfalls. Even with Clark's electrifying rookie season, which helped land a record-shattering $200 million media deal, the league still managed to post a $40 million loss. For an organization with its most bankable star in decades, the math just doesn't add up. How does a league create this much buzz, rake in this much money, and still bleed red ink? The answer is simple: when you're financially dependent, your freedom comes with strings attached. And in the WNBA's case, those strings have pulled the league toward political narratives instead of letting the game and its brightest star do the talking. Rather than going all in on Caitlyn Clark's unprecedented popularity, the league has chosen to dilute her impact, folding her into broader storylines that push her to the margins. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has made it a habit, whenever asked about Clark's influence, she sidesteps, redirecting praise to the entire rookie class. She'll name-drop players like Angel Reese even though Clark's games alone account for roughly 80% of the league's top viewership numbers. It's a strategic downplay, but one that fans and media see right through. But then, things took a turn no one saw coming. An unexpected offer from Larry Bird that could flip the entire WNBA on its head. Before we unpack that bombshell, let's set the stage. Larry Bird isn't just a basketball legend, he's a unicorn. In the history books, the only person ever to be named Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. Simply put, Larry Bird didn't just play the game, he mastered it from every possible angle. He was in a league of his own.
28 seconds, Bird, slap pass to Archibald.
Beneath him and probably with a little off balance.
Bird with the steal behind the back to Nate Archibald, back to Bird.
All right, fantastic.
For all his legendary accolades, Larry Bird shares something deeply personal with Caitlyn Clark, a battle-tested understanding of what it feels like to walk into a league that isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet. When Bird first stepped into the NBA, the doubters lined up. A white kid from a small Indiana town, stepping into a league dominated by fast, flashy, urban athleticism. They didn't think he'd survive, let alone thrive. Sound familiar? Caitlyn Clark faced a similar storm. Coming out of college as a record-breaking phenom, she didn't just have to adjust to the WNBA, she had to endure the whispers, the criticism, and even open shots from legends like Diana Taurasi, who couldn't resist warning that reality was coming for her.